Good afternoon, dear children. Today we will be starting with the sugar industry. Sugar. As soon as we hear the word, we feel nice about it. Sugar is the generic name for the sweet tasting, soluble carbohydrates. Sugar is found in the tissues of most plants, but the sugar we usually use is specifically consumed in India is extracted from sucrose, which is concentrated mostly in sugarcane. India has had a long tradition of manufacturing sugar, and it is known as the homeland of sugar. In ancient times, only gur and khansari were made. The sugar industry grew very slowly with only about 20 mills in 1920, and the number of mills in production rose only after independence when the government took the necessary measures for the growth of industry through the 5-year plans, and by 1994-95 there were nearly around 420 mills producing 148 lakh tons of sugar. Today, the sugar industry is the second largest agro based industry after cotton in the world and provides employment to lakhs of people. Here are some very important pointers of the sugar. That is, it is one of the most important cash crops of India and it belongs to the bamboo family of the plants. In class 6, we've done extensive study on the entire growth and production of sugar cane. Sugarcane is a hardy crop that is cultivated in the tropical and subtropical regions of the world. And in India, it is mainly grown in the northern plains of India, where the temperature ranges from 20 degrees to 30 degrees, and the fertile soil of the Indo-Gangetic plains are very suitable for the growth of the sugarcane, and there is high or in fact heavy rainfall which provides ideal conditions for the growth of sugarcane. In India, Uttar Pradesh is the largest sugarcane producing state, that is our own state. And the reasons are specifically because of the soil, rainfall, temperature, all of it is very conducive to the sugarcane crop. And in the dry seasons also it is grown with a lot of irrigation, and because Uttar Pradesh has an excellent network of canals and tube wells, so there is no shortage of water. The sugarcane juice is extracted by crushing the cane, and the leftover cane is also used in many ways which we will be discussing right now. And we all must have had at one point of the time the sugarcane juice as it is, and it is a very popular drink to be had in the summers, and it is considered very nutritious and healthy. Now we'll be discussing the factors responsible for location of the sugar industry in India. Number one, availability of raw material. As we right now discussed, India has the conducive environment for the growth of the sugarcane. So there is no dearth of the sugarcane production. Then the industries are built very near to the sugarcane fields. The sugarcane industries are nearly in the radius of 25 kilometers as it is. As sugarcane cannot be easily transported over long distances because it increases the cost of production, because of the cost of transportation which adds on to it, and therefore it also dries up very soon. Therefore, it has to be very quickly it has to reach the industry very very quickly. It has to be crushed within 24 hours, else the sucrose content starts to reduce. As Uttar Pradesh is one of the leading producers of sugarcane, we are all aware Uttar Pradesh has a very high population, and it allows the availability of cheap, skilled, and unskilled labor to work in the fields and also in the industry. The government policies have really helped the farmers a lot, and they have been provided easy loans for the industry, and for the growth of sugarcane in the fields. There are basically three types of sugar made from the sugarcane juice, that is the sucrose. Number one being the gur or jaggery, number two is the khansari, and the third one is the sugar that we normally see in our houses. Gur, or commonly known as jaggery, also we must have seen in our houses. It's simply extracted from the sugarcane juice, and the sugarcane juice which is extracted by crushing the cane, it is uh, it is simply boiled and lime is added to improve to remove the impurities, thereby obtaining gur or jaggery. Khansari is made by the age-old method of separating molasses from the sucrose. As you all can also read, it is one of the forms of sugar that is been traditionally being made in India since long, and it is a natural granulated sugar, and the white sugar that we get in the market is chemically processed, and it is not considered very good for the health. Whereas Khansari sugar is considered as a whole food which provides the necessary vitamins and fibers to the body. We all need carbohydrate to survive, but when we get additional vitamins and fiber along with it, it becomes beneficial for our body. Now, this Khansari, or the raw sugar you can call it, it is neither bleached or neither does it contain any harmful chemicals or additives. It is completely full of nutritions and minerals. Therefore, it is a healthier option for us to use in our normal lives. Next is the white sugar, the sugar that we eat. It's the same sugar, but then which is giving you gur and khansari. But then this white sugar is crystallized and bleached so that it gets it white color, and the entire process takes a lot of time, plus there are many chemicals added to it which are harmful for our body. And while the bleaching and the chemicals which are being added to it to give it this shine and the crystallization is happening, the nutritions and the minerals which were present in the jaggery form or in the Khansari form are all lost. Now let us discuss some byproducts of sugar. That means what are the products which are produced while the sugar is being prepared. Number one is the molasses. It is the dark brown syrup that drains during the manufacture of sugar. And the definition you have already learnt in class 6, that is a thick black sweet sticky liquid. Here is a picture also which is shown to you, which is produced while the sugar is being refined, and it is used to make a lot of products like the industrial alcohol, fertilizer, synthetic rubber, even plastic is made out of it. Here is a link of a YouTube video which you can go through to understand how all of it is being done through the molasses. The second organic byproduct from the sugar mills is called press mud compost, or in fact the press mud is used for various other things like making wax, shoe polish and carbon paper. From this one pure strand of sugar cane, we are extracting three types of sugar, that is your gur, jaggery, khansari, and the white sugar. Plus, we are getting so many byproducts which are so useful for us, that is the bagasse, the molasses, and the press mud. Apart from all this, what all are we using sugar for? Here are some pointers that really tell you the details. That is, it is obviously a very popular food. Most of us only love to have the sweet porridges, the sweets, the candies, the cakes, pastries, everything has a lot of sugar content in it. So it's a very popular food. Then it has been used for preserving food since time immemorial. You must have seen your grandmothers and mothers preparing any pickle. Either they preserve it. There are only two or three basic preservatives which are natural preservatives. That is, one of them is sugar, second is the salt, and the third one is the oil. So sugar and salt were the first ones to be used as for preserving the food. The pickles are preserved. You must have seen these jams and jellies, whatever they are made, they're all preserved. No, any kind of food which is converted into a jam, it's a preserved food. So it's preserved with the help of sugar. It's also used in medicines. No, none of us like bitter medicines. So obviously, to make the children swallow the pills, it has to be used in the medicines also. Making cosmetics, so many cosmetics like your lipsticks and the other powders which come from sugar. The shoe polish we had already mentioned in the mud press. Apart from that, we have the fuel for generating electricity. Now, this is a very, very important use which has recently, in the last 10 years, been evolved. And as you can see, there are innumerable cars which are using the biofuel. Now, what is this biofuel? Biofuel can be made from most of these crops like the corn and sugarcane, which reduce ethanol, that is a clean and a renewable fuel, and it can be used to run the vehicles. And nowadays, every car company has come up with this model in which you can use a biofuel. Let us research and see if your favorite car has a biofuel version to it or not. As per my knowledge, even Bugatti has a biofuel version.